When a young person is in high school, just about everyone wonders, what's next? What's the best path to success? College? Work? Are there other alternatives? Today, there are many pathways to a well-paying career, depending on the individual student. But let's start with college. Lots of parents and their students think four-year college is the best pathway to a well-paying job. But is this really true?
There is still a unquestionable premise that the more education you get, the more opportunities you have. And so a lot of parents were told that 20 years ago or 30 years ago, and so they're repeating that same message.
This is Dr. Kevin Fleming. He travels internationally speaking to educators and industries on this topic.
Student loan debt now has surpassed credit card debt a couple years back in the country, and it is a huge burden for a lot of our students. But yet we continue to push a lot of students to get that four-year degree at any cost, under the belief that it's going to provide them economic prosperity. And I think we need to redefine what the goal of education really is. When people say we need more individuals to go to college, sometimes that means 1 year at a community college. Sometimes that means a technical school. And so we need to reframe that the goal for all students, it's not necessarily university for all, but it is a post-secondary credential for all.
According to the Department of Labor, for every 100 graduates that get a four-year degree, there are only 57 jobs in the market for them. That means 43 out of every 100 graduates with a bachelor's degree will be underemployed.
There's really a fundamental economic ratio in this country. It's called 1-2-7. For every one professional degree in the labor market, there's 2 baccalaureate earners, and there's 7 allied health or technician professionals in the workforce. 30% of the workforce will require a four-year degree or more. 70% of the workforce will require industry credentials, but will not require a four-year degree.
In the U.S., alternate pathways give students real work experience alongside academic coursework. Pathways like career tech, apprenticeships, or associate degree programs provide opportunities for continuing education through credentials, certificates, and on-the-job training, while keeping young people out of substantial debt.
I think we've been discounting the power of credentials.
This is Paulo De Maria. He's the state superintendent here in Ohio.
One of the questions you should ask to the superintendents in your community is, are you offering a credential at every high school, right? An industry demand credential at every high school. There's no high school in the state that shouldn't be able to do that. I think that the business community, is demanding that. There's not a month that goes by that I don't hear from somebody in construction saying we need, plumbers, we need electricians, we need drywallers, we need masons, and you have healthcare community that needs everything that's credentialed in one way, shape, or form.
About 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, you had to make a choice. You were either going to be the college-bound student, or you were going to be the vocational ed student. And those used to be very different paths. And so now those two different worlds are completely aligned. And so there's a lot of great opportunities in regional training centers and regional occupational programs and career education classes that take the general education core and they're blending it with hands-on experiences and industry credentials so that now it's no longer one side or the other.
If you think about it, there's no one single recipe for success. I can line up 20 people that we would all consider to be successful, and everybody has that particular mix of skills and abilities that have allowed them to reach that level of success they can.
Just as there's no single definition of success, there's no single way to get there. Four-year college is a great option for some, but it's not for everyone. And it's not necessary for every career. When thinking about the future, be sure to explore many options. A young person can find a fulfilling career through an alternate pathway while saving money. It's all about finding the right pathway for each student.